Hi friends, welcome to Top Fin Academy. October 21 current affairs നമ്മൾ ചെയ്യുന്നത്. So we'll be dealing with current affairs of October 21st. Right. So first one, multi-modal logistic park. What is it? So India's first multi-modal logistic park will be launched in Assam. Okay, it's very important. India's first multimodal logistic park will be operated in Assam. Okay, it is developed under the ambitious Bharat Mala Pariyojana. Bharat Mala Pariyojana we have already discussed. So this project will cost nearly 693.97 crore. Okay, so it there will be direct connectivity through air, road, rail and waterways to the people. So next issue is Assam Mizoram boundary dispute. So there is a boundary dispute in northeastern state. So what is Assam Mizoram boundary dispute? Okay, here it is Assam, this is Mizoram. So here it is a boundary dispute, right? So we will discuss what happened there. Right, in news, why it's news? Residents of Lailapur village in Assam, Kachar district clashed with residents of localities near Vairangte, Mizoram's Kolasib district. On October 9, a similar clash took place on the border Karimganj, Assam and Mamid, Mizoram district. Okay, so this is the news. There was a clash between the people in this both in the borders, right? So that only you have to remember this much. Not need to mug up these names. What was the issues? See, Assam has had a boundary dispute with Mizoram for decades, and several rounds of talks were being held since 1994 to 95 to solve the issues. So there was issues between Assam and Mizoram. Till 1972, Mizoram was a part of Assam and acquired a full statehood in 1987. Right. So till the 164.6 kilometer long border between the states runs along with Kachar, Hailakandi, Karimganj districts in Assam and Kolasib, Mamit, Aizawl districts of Mizoram. There are several border areas where violence has been reported. See, the boundary between present-day Assam and Mizoram, nearly 165 kilometers today. See, dates back to the colonial era, the British era. Mizoram was known as Lushai Hills. That was a district of Assam. Actually, Mizoram was a district of Assam which was known as Lushai Hills. The dispute stems from the notification of 1875 that differentiated Lushai Hills from the plains of Kachar. Right, and another of 1933 that demarcates a boundary between Lushai Hills and Manipur. Right, Mizoram believes the boundary should be demarcated on the basis of 1875 notification, which is derived from the Bengal Eastern Frontier Regulation Act of 1873. So Mizo leaders have argued against the demarcation notified in 1993 because Mizo society was not consulted. Right. So this was a main issue. See, other boundary disputes in northeast. During the British rule, Assam included present-day Nagaland, Arunachal Pradesh and Meghalaya besides Mizoram. So these were Nagaland, Arunachal Pradesh, Meghalaya and Mizoram. These were Assam states. So which became separate state one by one today. Assam has boundary problems with each of them, right? Assam has not boundary problem not only with Mizoram but also with Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland also. Right. So Nagaland shares nearly 500 kilometer boundary with Assam. In two major incidents of violence has been reported in 1979 and 1985. At least 100 persons were killed. Not necessary to mug up this all. See, the boundary dispute is now in the Supreme Court. So Nagaland and Assam, this boundary dispute is still in Supreme Court. And on the Assam Arunachal Pradesh boundary, nearly 800-kilometer boundary, clashes were first reported in 1992, according to the same research people. Then, since then, there have been several accusations of illegal encroachment from both sides and intermittent clashes. This boundary issues is being heard by the Supreme Court. The 884-kilometer Assam Meghalaya boundary too witnessed flare-ups frequently. As per Meghalaya government statements today, there are 12 areas of dispute between two areas. Okay, Assam Meghalaya issues there. So Assam and Meghalaya, there are 884-kilometer boundaries there, right? So next one, Ayushman Sakhar scheme. What is Ayushman Sakhar scheme? It's a scheme to assist cooperatives in creation of healthcare infrastructures in the country. So the government, the scheme will assist the cooperatives, right, to create health infrastructure in the country, right? It is not the poor, it is for the cooperatives, right? It is launched by the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, right? Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, right? So it's formulated by National Cooperative Development Corporation, NCDC, National Cooperative Development Corporation, the apex autonomous development finance institution under Ministry of Agriculture. Okay, it's a unique scheme to assist cooperatives to play an important role in creation of healthcare infrastructure in the country. Okay, it's a scheme to assist the cooperative societies, cooperatives to play an important role in creation of healthcare infrastructure in the country. Okay, but NCDC would extend the term loans to prospective cooperatives to tune of rupees 10,000 crore in the coming years, right? NCDC will be extending nearly about 10,000 crore to the corporates, right? There are about 52 hospitals across the country run by the cooperatives. Okay, NCDC fund would give to a boost to provision of healthcare services by cooperatives. Next, this Ayushman Sakhar specifically covers establishment, modernization, expansion, repairs, renovation of hospitals and healthcare education infrastructure. So this is the cover, this whole scheme will be covered under Ayushman Sakhar scheme. Okay, any cooperative society with suitable provisions in bylaws to undertake healthcare related to activities would be able to access the NDC fund, right? So any cooperative society with suitable provision in the bylaws undertake the related healthcare undertake healthcare related activities. So anyone who is taking care and healthcare related activities, they can access NCDC fund. So NCDC assistance will flow either through the state government or to UT administrative or directly to the eligible cooperatives. The scheme shall provide working capital and margin money to meet operational requirements, right? The scheme shall also provide interest subvention of 1% to women majority cooperatives. Okay, so it is in line with the National Digital Health Mission and National Health Policy 2017. That also make sure. See, you also understand it is in line with this National Digital Health Mission and National Health Policy 2017. Next is Frontier Technologies Cloud Innovation. Okay, so it is launched by Niti Aayog and Amazon Web Services, right? So Frontier Technologies Cloud Innovation Center. See what it aims for. It is addressing societal challenges around the areas like agriculture and healthcare through digital innovation, right? So it is to address this challenges around the area society like agriculture and healthcare through digital innovation. So it is the first Amazon Web Service Cloud Innovation Technology Innovation Center in India, and the first center that has been set up at the national level. Right. Then it is a part of that AWS CIC Global Program. The program provides an opportunity for government agencies, non-profit and educational institutions to come together on pressing challenges, apply design thinking, test new ideas, and access the technology expertise of AWS. So these new agencies or non-profit organization, they come and they can apply new designs and pressing new challenges, and their ideas can be tested. Okay, and the new technology can be accessed through this AWS. Right. The Niti Aayog Frontier Technologies CIC will be a great enabler for budding innovators and startups. Okay, so then it shall help in piloting state-of-art cloud-centric digital innovations by making use of emerging technologies such as artificial intelligence or Internet of Things, robotics, blockchains, etc. So next is Kaleshwaram project. See, the National Green Tribunal has directed the Telangana government to stop all the works of Kaleshwaram project. Why it is? Except drinking water component of the project. See why? Kaleshwaram multi-purpose lift irrigation project is the world's largest irrigation and drinking water system. Right. So it is in news. National Green Tribunal has directed the Telangana government to stop all the work except drinking water component of the project. And this was in news. The project starts at the confluence point of Pranahita River and Godavari River. So this you have to make sure, Godavari and Pranahita River. So in Telangana, the project will also support Mission Kakatiya and Mission Bhagiratha, schemes designed to provide drinking water to many villages and improve the capacities of tanks. So what is Mission Kakatiya? It's a flagship program launched by the government of Telangana to aims at rejuvenation of water tanks and other water storage structures to provide assistance and help to small and marginal farmers of the state. Okay, so rejuvenation of water tanks and other water storage structures. So to provide assistance and to help the small and marginal farmers of the state, that is Mission Kakatiya. Then Mission Bhagiratha. So project of for safe drinking water for every villages and city households in Telangana state. Okay, Telangana state. So its aims to provide piped water of 2.32 crore people in 20 lakh households in urban and 60 lakh in rural areas of Telangana. The project will supply clean drinking water to all households in the state through water sources from River Godavari and River Krishna. Okay, this is Mission Bhagirathi. So piped water will be provided in Mission Bhagirathi, and in Mission Kakatiya, so rejuvenation of water tanks and other water storage structures to provide assistance and help to the small and marginal farmers. Okay. See why scientists are trying to cultivate hing in the hing. There is hing in the Indian Himalayas. What we discuss. Asafoetida or hing is a common ingredient in the most Indian kitchens. Right, it's an ingredient. It is India's largest importer of hing. So last year, India imported hing about 600 crores, worth of 600 crores, 1,200 tons. Okay, that much hing we have imported. Okay, then scientists at CSIR, Institute of Himalayan Bioresource, Palampur, are on a mission to grow hing in Himalaya. Right. So Ferula Asafoetida is a herbaceous plant. That means he is a herbaceous plant of the Umbellifera family. Okay, it's a perennial plant whose oleogum resin is extracted from its thick roots and rhizome. The plant stores most of its nutrients inside its deep, fleshy roots. That's it. Endemic to Iran and Afghanistan. It's endemic to Iran and Afghanistan, and it needs dry and coldest conditions, cold desert conditions. Okay, cold desert condition, and annual rainfall should not be more than 200 millimeter and very little moisture. So, okay, that is a condition. Okay, that's about the class today. Thank you.